this is Hua. I hope that all of you are doing well. I am here today to share with you my shaman journey in the hopes that my words will reach those who are awakening and for you to know and to understand that although this journey can be very lonely, you are not alone. This is a chapter of my life where I am still learning every day. I am still healing myself. I am still working on many things. And this is one part of my journey that I am going to bring to you. I'm currently in the middle of writing my memoir. Once that is finished, I will release it out. But I wanted to share this passage with you. Your book of life. I'm sure you've heard this phrase before. How do you want your book of life to be written? What chapter is the most vulnerable? What chapter do you wish you could rewrite? I know we all have one. It's called regrets. So the best thing to do in life is to make sure that you do not have a chapter where you must write about things you'd rather wish you could not undo. But as with life, we all have regrets and things we wish we could undo. Otherwise, our book of life would not be about life. I always knew that one day I would have to open up my book and read through it. Now, when we are born, we're given the book many blank pages to fill up with our many adventures. The very beginning are forward by our parents as they bring us kicking and bloody into the world. They nurture us, feed us, hold our hands in every single photo. And as we grow, we test their patience, their love, and eventually we break their hearts. Our pages are filled with our own lies, our own destruction, and the heartache we give to ourselves and others in return to us. When we're old and dying, we can't bear to read our own book because it's too painful to be reminded of what we never did. On the day that I raised my altar, I was given my book of life to read. I was in my mid-30s, I was a mother of 6, and I'm thinking, I've led a seemingly good life, right? I've never stole or killed or taken life. I've always been kind and I never broke anyone's heart. My book of life should be pleasant. I'm here to tell you today, it was not. Let me tell you, I was quite emotional as my book was laid out in front of me. After my sifu called my guides down, it was my turn to trance and to finish the ritual of finally being a shaman. I sat on my bench, pulled my veil down, and as soon as my sifu hit the gong, I went flying. My feet felt like it was made out of air, and I was shaking so hard that I felt my teeth chattering. The smell of the incense filled my lungs with such a sweet smell, like it was made from somewhere deep inside my memories, almost like homemade apple pie. The sound of the gong was like a flute twirling around me, playing with my hair and guiding me to a sunny path of red gravel dirt. And there I saw all these thatched homes that looked like the old country of Laos. Home. It seemed to speak to me. And then I tripped over a rock, and my hands landed on a book with a very, very thick spine. It was brown, and as I opened it, pages and pages of my face stared back at me. Words echoed from it, words I'd said before. My favorite curse word, my favorite song I'd sang, my favorite quote I wrote, all of it spilled out before me. And it was me in this book I was holding. It was my book of life. I'm smiling, thinking, oh, how sweet. Look at all this. It's so beautiful. And then, as the pages began to turn, it began to get dark, gloomy. There were tears in the corners where dog ears were folded. And as I turned them one after the other, I saw the words I'd written in my own handwriting bleed with pain. Lies I fed myself, lies I fed to my own heart, guilt I carried, hurt I filled my own ears with, Tears others made me swallow. Pain I ate over and over from things I should have let go. They were all spilling into my hands, and I began crying. And I'm crying from all these hurtful words I said to my siblings when I was angry, and all the lies I told myself when other people hurt me, and all the hate that I instilled in my own body image, all the torture that I did to myself when people called me names or labeled me or shamed me for my body. Everything that I endured, everything I cared. Everything I didn't like, everything was written inside that book. And I remember dropping it because it burned my hands, and I didn't want to read it anymore. And it wasn't fun. It wasn't sweet. And then suddenly the book was laughing at me because it was painful, and it made me cry. And I remembered how alone I felt. And my guide said to me, "Pick it up. Pick it up." And I bent down and I picked it up, and I opened to where I left it, and I began to read what I'd written in there. "You married very young, and so even if your parents were to die, you'd never miss them. Oh, you're so fat. Look at how your butt shakes when you walk. Carry that pot. You're big enough. You don't need us to help you. If you don't give your husband children, we're going to tell him to marry a second wife. You're horrible now. You can't even cook rice. You're just crazy. You're not a shaman. Stop lying. How can you have postpartum depression? You're just a stay-at-home mom. Go get a job." All these words, all these lines, all these voices were echoing into my ears. And my ears began hurting, and I was crying and crying until my heart hurt and my lungs were going to explode. And then the buzzing began. And I heard it. At first, it's like a soft singing, like a little child humming a tune from a door that's been closed. And then it gets louder and louder, and my heart seems to sing with it. And then my lips open, and suddenly I am singing it. And it goes, Chỉ cho qua, chỉ cho tu xia, Ủa nên nhớ, Yo tàu chờ mò xia, Thế chờ khó ý tu kênh. Cho tan cho kế chỉ cho, Nó kế qua mùa kia, Cho mùa khởi kia ở chờ mò, Cho mù. Ra gì đâu lúa, Ra gì đâu có tu kênh. Kế xế rong, Thế lý bóng trẻ đâu có thiệt cả lần dài. And I remember I'm shaking and my eyes burn from the tears that kept coming down. And I'm thinking, how? How do I let go? How do I begin new? How do I forgive when I can't find it within myself to be peaceful? And then I hear the water running, and it's the sound of a stream, and I begin chasing it. And there, among the stream, is a young version of my mother, standing there, reaching her hand out to me. And she's so young and so beautiful, and she's so calm. And then she starts singing her gutia, and it goes, Lần nia yêu tao trả lia đi voi, lần nia lũ lần nia chỉ sai mua chỉ có lúc mi khó mua bỏ có tụi mi khưng mi lần nia tụi mi gọn sai. And I don't know how, but my book of life is slammed shut before me with blood oozing from the pages, and it's tainted with my own pain, and it's bound with my own grief, and it doesn't open again. And as I'm trancing, I repeat the words, I want to let go. But how do I do it? And they say to me, you need to heal from within. Dig into your pain and heal and forgive. And my hands, they're bleeding now. And I take the book again and I open it. And the words that splattered all over the pages are staring at me, and I use my fingers to erase them, letter by letter. Gujatsi, I say, and the black words vanish slowly. I forgive. And the blood-soaked pages are being swallowed by time, forgiving me. I forgive. And the words fade into little black dots. I forgive. And the scars are being nursed by my own voice. I forgive. And time ticks backward until all the pages of my book are blank. I forgive. The hardest part about being a shaman is healing yourself. You cannot heal others if you carry pain in your book of life. You cannot heal others if you carry hate in your pages. You cannot heal others if you carry tainted blood of pain in your hands. I forgive. Start healing. Forgive yourself.